I can't forget, a trace of pleasure or regret, maybe my treasure or the price I have to pay. She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things within the measure of a day.
Are the dulcet tones of Blake, who are coming to the Towngate Theatre in Basildon this coming Sunday, and the guys, and Natalie Coyle, who's supporting them at that gig, joins us now on BBC Essex. Good afternoon to you, one and all.
Good afternoon.
How are we?
We're good, very good. We're all in a little sort of box in London, but it's lovely to speak to you.
That's all right. They will let you out eventually. I promise you that.
They actually padlocked the doors for some reason. I think we've got some reputation for kind of nipping out of interviews mid-interviews.
Is that right? Is that what it is? Well, you know, you're stuck in there with Natalie Cole. That's no bad thing. I don't know whether she'll agree with that. But,
no, trust me, it's lovely to be here with her, and it's been lovely to be singing with her for the last few weeks as well.
No bad thing. How did Blake come together? Tell us the story. Have you known each other for forever and ever, or what?
Well, almost ever and ever, if you consider kind of knowing each other since 7 or 8 years old, definitely. So yeah, the group got together 6 years ago, old friends on Facebook, and been to various music colleges, and we got together 6 years ago just with the idea of doing nothing more than singing at weddings and maybe a few bar mitzvahs and things like that. And we were very lucky. We got to get in front of a group of people at Universal Records who had to listen to what we could do in terms of harmony music, but kind of contemporary harmony, which had been inspired by things like the Beach Boys and the Bee Gees. And Universal gave us our first record deal, and from there we went on to launch in 12 different countries around the world. So it's been a roller coaster, incredible one.
And, I mean, this is quite something. Your debut album came out, what was it, November 2007, and won the Album of the Year at the Classical Brit Awards the following year.
Yeah, it was a big start, and it you know, when you have that success at the beginning, it sometimes sets a level that's hard to keep up with. But we've had an amazing 6 years, and to be releasing our 4th album, which is coming out next month, to be touring the UK, to be touring all over the world, and still be going is such an honour. It really is one of the great jobs of the world. And
it's a wonderful thing to kind of combine the classical stuff with more contemporary stuff. It works so well, doesn't it?
Well, it's what allows harmony allows that. You know, Blake are voices in harmony, and we have very eclectic tastes as individuals, and it allows us to do a real variety of stuff in the show. And then you know, often in the show we'll sing a bit of opera, then we'll sing something by Billy Joel or U2, or something from the new album, which is very much a contemporary pop album, and then the beautiful Natalie will walk on and sing a wonderful piece of classical crossover or opera, and there's really something for everyone in the live show.
So she is kind of out there with you. She's not just sort of like some support acts. They come on at the start, warm the audience up, and then disappear.
No, we don't like that, actually. We very much we're creating a show, and Natalie's very much part of that as well. So we if anything, we're kind of warming up for Natalie. I mean, she comes on halfway through the first half, and we've got the audience by that point, and it's great. It's lovely hearing that kind of different kind of context of voice. You know, there's something about female soprano. It's just so beautiful, and it really works well against male voices.
So, Natalie, how did you come to get involved with these rough boys then? Do tell.
It was just by luck, really. I'd seen them on various nights out, and then I'd kind of had mutual friends, and they asked if I wanted to sing in front of them. And I went to a small studio in London, and I was extremely nervous because it's not often you have to sing to 4 extremely good-looking men just kind of staring at you. And then they asked me if I would be happy to go and tour with them, and I started, I think, last November. Our first tour date was. So it's been a good 4 months now.
Yeah, it's been great.
But you've been in good company yourself, Natalie, singing with Susan Boyle, Il Divo, and Andrea Bocelli.
Yes, I've done lots of kind of support singing for fantastic artists. I've been extremely lucky. So hopefully I'm just carrying on the tradition with Blake now.
And you've recently been selected to take part in the Associated Studios' prestigious 4-month performance course. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I basically have an absolute love for musical theatre, sort of classical. Roger and Hammerstein is my favourite composer. And, I mean, I went to university to study music, but I hadn't had any musical theatre training as such. So I decided, I auditioned and luckily got a place. And then at the end, I performed on the West End stage. So hopefully it's just been kind of growing and expanding as an artist, so I can cover sort of all my favourite genres, from classical crossover, you know, pop and musical theatre, which I think there's a huge demand for at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're involved with a load of charities as well, aren't you? As well
Yes,
as
lots and lots of charity. I do lots of charity work, especially at St Thomas's and St Guy's Hospital. I go around the wards and sing to patients that have been in intensive care, which, you know, makes a huge difference for them, but it also kind of gives you a fantastic perspective on life and what's actually important. So I've been really lucky enough to actually work with fantastic charities.
I don't know about you, but I find when I'm ill, to have a beautiful blonde woman come and sing to me often makes you feel a lot better, so that's obviously a good thing to do.
It can help, can't it?
I've heard.
I believe that they're going to roll that out nationally on the NHS anytime soon.
I think so.
So you could be in demand.
Natalie Coyle, available on prescription.
Speak to your local GP.
Now, I interviewed Tenors Unlimited fairly recently. I was chatting to them about how they look after their voices, and they don't do an awful lot, surprisingly, in terms of kind of vocal training, because they were sort of saying that doing the performance is almost like the workout, and that's what keeps the voice going. Is it the same for you guys?
That's one way of looking at it. I think that's a bit lazy, to be honest. No, I mean, do you think they're absolutely right in one respect. I mean, they tour quite a bit. I mean, Blake's touring is exhaustive, and it takes us into about 16 different countries per year. And we're constantly on the road, and it's very much part of what we are. We're live performing artists. We're not just recording artists that sit in a studio half the time. So for us, really, it's always been a case of the voices are in constant use. But it doesn't matter what level you're at. You always have to have a vocal coach somewhere in the background who's just making sure your voice is developing, because the voice never stops developing. Whether you're somebody who's a teenager and you're singing with your first rock band, or whether you're a classical singer that's in your 50s, all through that entire period, your voice is changing and developing. So you do need to take good care of it, which we all do.
And does that affect what you do in the performance? Do you take account of how your voices are changing over the years and modify the set routine
To a
accordingly?
certain degree. I mean, I think Blake's quite unique. There are other groups like Tenors Unlimited or Il Divo, and I think they have quite a consistent style throughout the show. And Blake, very much, we sing classical, and we sing it in an engaged, dramatic, classical technique. We then sing pop, which is very much a pop vocal. We do musical theatre. So we're quite unique in that we have to change our vocal style throughout the show, and that takes a lot of training, takes a lot of vocal discipline, and also a lot of sort of thought, because you've got to get the sound in the right place for the changing songs.
I mean, you were saying that you've only been together for 5 years, but in that time you've done so much, haven't you? The opening of the 2008 Melbourne Cup in Australia, you supported Catherine Jenkins on a UK tour.
Yeah, we've been lucky boys. I mean, we seem to be doing a lot more international work. I mean, we're very proud, obviously, to being British and travel the UK, but we've had some extraordinary experiences of singing at the biggest, sporting events around the world. We sang for Her Majesty the Queen and the Royal Family on many occasions. Sang with the great Natalie Coyle. I mean, basically, we've made it now. So it's a
highlight of the career. Yes,
lucky boys.
Is that the highlight? Can you all agree as one on what would be the top thing that you've done over the last 5 years?
Well, whenever looking for a memory, it's kind of always linked to a place, and we've now sung at the Albert Hall 12 times, and it is an incredible venue, steeped in history, and when it's full, and you stand on that stage, and you just look up story upon story upon story of people looking down on you, it's an inspiring thing. But I think the big opportunity for us really was singing at the Classical Brits a couple of years ago, and we sang Nessun Dorma in front of an entirely full house, and it was being transmitted live on TV as well. And Nessun Dorma is just one of those pieces of music. Everybody knows it. We use it in our show to end the first half. It's a massive finale piece. So to sing it on that stage, for me, that was one of the greatest things we've ever done.
You can't help being moved to Nessun Dorma, can you? I mean, it just gets you, doesn't it?
Well, it is an amazing piece, and as Stephen says, somebody will know it from 1990 and the great Luciano Pavarotti and all the football fans, and it's just an immensely rousing piece of music that we love to sing. And also, it's a great juxtaposition to go with the pop stuff and the lighter Billy Joel and the close harmonies. So it's
nice mixture.
It's a good sing.
Yeah. And one more thing before we leave you. You sang for Shirley Bassey at her 70th birthday party. How was that?
Exciting. I mean, it's a theme within Blake's life that we surround ourselves with beautiful girls, which is now still happening. But
Was that a house or a venue or what?
Well, it was actually at Clevedon Manor, the beautiful five-star hotel just outside London, and a guy called Andrew Davis decided that he wanted to splash $1 million on giving Shirley the ultimate birthday send-off in her 70th year. We'd been performing on BBC Breakfast that morning, and we got a call around lunchtime from a friend of Shirley's saying, would you guys be prepared to come and basically be her birthday present from me to her? And lo and behold, we were there. We were kind of driven out in this incredible Rolls-Royce Phantom, went into the house, but they put us on a stage behind big velvet curtains, and then they just unveiled Blake singing her a kind of semi-operatic version of Happy Birthday. And we thought that she might just say, kind of clap or say thanks very much, but she jumped up onto the stage, and she's incredibly sprightly, 70 years old. I mean, really kind of, the Olympics have got nothing on her. She jumped up onto the stage, and she started kissing all four of us on the mouth. And I have to say, she's incredible in so much that we did our best to impress the audience, impress her. And as soon as we'd finished, she got up on the stage, did that, and then started singing Happy Birthday to herself. So there you go. She's just a real diva, fantastic woman.
And was there cake?
There was cake, but the problem was she basically cut a huge slice of this enormous cake, which she then tried to feed to the members of Blake. But she hadn't realised that the bottom tier was made of polystyrene, so she was actually feeding Blake lumps of polystyrene, which we had to kind of try and eat in a manner of being grateful. You don't mess with Shirley Bassey.
That's a great story. That's fantastic. Well, have a good time in Basildon this Sunday. The guys and Natalie Coyle are at the Towngate Theatre. Book now to avoid disappointment. Get your tickets from the box office. Blake and Natalie Coyle.
The perfect late Valentine's present.
Absolutely blinking, Luke.
BBC Essex.
This is BBC Essex.